In this environment dominated by the strong dollar, which makes it difficult for our companies to compete overseas, and the strong consumer who's benefiting from a healthy job market and much lower prices at the pump, you want to get behind domestically focused companies that have exposure to the consumer, not to mention good visibility and robust dividends, which brings me to Federal Realty, FRT, the high-quality real estate investment trust that owns 87 shopping center properties, mostly in wealthy and densely populated metro areas across the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, California, Florida, and Texas. Wow, what great places they have. Federal Realty has it's probably got the best properties in the shopping center business, with many more properties in development. Plus, we know there's a scarcity of good retail spaces out there, which is why Simon Property Group, the largest retail-oriented REIT out there, tried to buy Macerich, which just rejected their best and final takeover bid earlier this week. You don't get that kind of attempt at consolidation unless there just aren't that many good opportunities left to get properties like the ones Federal Realty has. And that's one of the reasons why we've liked this stock for so many years. Though the stock has run up a lot lately, giving us a 21% return since we last spoke to the CEO back in mid-October, a move that makes sense given its growth, its solid distribution, and its all-domestic orientation. Federal Realty, with its 2.3% yield, keep climbing. Let's check in with Don Wood, the president and CEO of Federal Realty Investment Trust. Hear more about how his company's doing and where it's headed. Mr. Wood, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, Jim.
Good to see you, Don.
Thanks so much for having me back.
Well, I got to tell you, this presentation that you made, I want everyone to look at it before they buy the stock, and they should, because you have the longest range plan of any of the real estate investment trusts, and maybe the longest range plan of probably only like 3 or 4 companies have a longer plan. This is the first time you've traced out an 8-year plan, Don.
You know why that's important, Jim? I mean, if you think about retail investing over the past 2 years, it was hard to go wrong. Right? We had great retail leasing, the industry did in 2013, 2014, coming out of the recession.
Right.
Well, okay, but now, today, the good portfolios out there are 94% leased, 95% leased. Now what do they do?
95.6% leased? You've got, I mean, you can't do better.
But the reason we have a long-term plan is because now what do you do? Right. And during that recession, we were setting up for a development pipeline of great, mostly mixed use, but also shopping center developments over the next 10 years. We're delivering on them now, Jim, and we're doing $250 million per year over the next 4 years of deliveries, not planning, deliveries of this stuff. So we're in real good shape in terms of growth.
The balance sheet just keeps getting better and better. You've got another big slug next year, right? That's going to be fantastic.
Did you see the deal that we just did?
Yes,
we did 30-year unsecured notes, 4.17% all in, the lowest.
I remember when you were excited by 4.5.
I was excited by 4.
Came here, you had a 5.1. We watched you the whole time.
4.5 is good. 4.17 is better.
Well, you were the only one that we never had to worry about, which is really how our viewers have to look at it. 8% average interest rate, 8% for maturities over the next 12 months, all just gravy for you.
It is.
So let's pick one. Let's take Assembly. Now, when we first met you, that was in the balance. The government wanted to have it work. You wanted to have it work. Where is it now versus when we first met?
Real important. In 2000, we've been talking, Jim, it's amazing, since 2005 about this, when we acquired what was a yielding land play, which meant we had a bunch of extra land on top of a power center to see if we can do anything about. We have now opened the first phase and are planning the second phase for, I think, the first of its kind that I know of in the public space in the country, outlet with entertainment, with restaurants, with residents living above. I don't think there's another one like it. And it has opened in Boston, or just outside of Boston in Somerville, starting last year, opening further in this year as it moves forward to great success. So when you give consumers the right type of product, a place where they want to shop, not have to shop. Want to shop. It's a big difference these days. I think we're onto something.
Now, you're also doing that kind of upselling. I see the names who are leaving, the names who are coming, and I see the rent increases, and they're not 2% and 3%.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Listen, demand needs to exceed supply. We're not splitting the atom here.
No.
And when you're in places where demand exceeds supply, and that does tend to be the areas we're in, we've got some choices. So it's always about the tenets of tomorrow, thought leadership, provoking the future, not looking back to the past.
And again, these are, I don't see any names where Amazon is going to be able to say we can destroy Don Wood. I mean, you've clearly thought through the bricks and mortar conundrum.
You know, I definitely feel a little different about this. I think that what has happened, not only with online shopping, but the entire trend toward urbanization, and it's you can't argue it. The trend to urbanization, it's it's fallen right into our business plan.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
Right, because I was talking about suburban sprawl to David Faber this morning. He said, Jim, it's the opposite.
Right.
And I was thinking, yes, that's right. That's what Don Wood has taught us, which is that you've got these areas that people really want to go back to.
For sure.
And you've got the best ones in the country. Now, I mean, the Midwest just isn't worth it when I look at your opportunities,
It's not
right?
that. Look, you know, you have to focus, and real estate is a local business, so you better be able to have a team on the ground. You better be able to be close. Where we believe in there's so much education, there's so much population, there's so much affluence in that Boston to Washington corridor.
Right.
I also love Miami, and I hope to be talking about playing a bigger role down there.
But you're talking about places in Jersey that I know that I didn't think could sustain.
Well, we've argued about this in the past. They do. I mean, when you
Seagirt sustains, Cherry Hill
look
sustains.
At Shrewsbury. Look at Shrewsbury. Look at the growth.
I could not believe that you could do that in Shrewsbury.
It's good stuff.
Well, you got all the right properties, you got all the right people. Geez, you've just done a really great job.
It's been a good ride,
It's the best growth real estate investment trust in the country.
The next 10 years will be better than the last 10 years.
I'll take it to the bank. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Don Wood, President and CEO of Federal Realty Investment Trust, one that I've been talking about for years because it's delivered the best return. Mad Money's back in. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.